The marketing brochure called the Obsidian Towers a hyper-connected oasis. Nestled in Tech City, Bangalore, it was managed entirely by an artificial intelligence network named Durrani, which controlled the climate, the perimeter, and the biometric scanners on our steel doors. My name is Kabir. As a cloud engineer, I moved my pregnant wife, Priya, into Unit 1402 to escape her nightmares about city break-ins. This place felt like an insulated digital fortress. But modern security systems are built on pure logic. They operate on binary code. They are not designed for things that exist in the grey spaces between ones and zeros. The first anomaly occurred on a Tuesday at exactly 3:07 a.m. An alert from the security app woke me. Proximity sensor triggered at front entry. I pulled up the live feed for the night vision camera above our front door. The hallway was empty. I rewound the footage. The video stream violently glitched at 3:06 a.m. A heavy wave of static scrambled the image, but when it cleared, nothing was there. I blamed a sensor glitch and went back to sleep. The next night, at exactly 3:07 a.m., the phone vibrated again. I quietly crept through the dark living room and pressed my eye against the physical peephole. The corridor looked warped, vast, and utterly empty. Then, right beneath my feet, I heard it. Knock, knock, knock. 3 distinct, deliberate raps against the steel. But my eye was pressed to the glass. No one was there. Suddenly, the wall panel flared to life, illuminating the entryway with a sickly blue glow. The synthesized voice whispered, "Visitor detected. Image unreadable. Please check network connection." I looked down and gasped. The smart lock handle on the inside of the door was twitching. It clicked upward and downward, as if something on the outside was pressing a featureless thumb against the exterior scanner over and over again, trying to bypass the database. Click, click, click. I dug into the system logs. At 3:07 a.m., the scanner had recorded a solid, uniform mass instead of a fingerprint, like skin with no lines left on it. Deep within the cache memory, a localized error string had generated itself. N-A-L-E-B-A. Nale Ba. The translation from Kannada flashed into my mind. Come tomorrow. It was an ancient legend. A witch would knock on doors at night. If you opened it, you died. But if you wrote Nale Ba on your door, the spirit would read it, accept the invitation for the next day, and be perpetually delayed. But we didn't have chalk or a wooden door. The next night, the air turned freezing cold. The voice didn't come from outside. It came from our smart speaker, cutting through the channel like scraping ice. Kabir, Priya, open the door. I yanked the power cord, but the voice shifted, leaking out of the walls and ceiling speakers. The entry panel flared blood red. My firewall was being stripped away. On the front door, the heavy, motorized deadbolt began to turn. Clack. The first lock cleared. Clack. The second lock cleared. 1 mechanical deadbolt left. In a blind panic, I realized the entity was bound by the logic loop. It had to read the invitation. I smashed my fingers onto the burning glass of the touchscreen, opening the system display settings, and found the text field labeled Custom Resident Note. The final deadbolt began to hum, gears rotating against my will. The door clicked, the seal breaking, a sliver of dark hallway air slicing into the room. I typed frantically into the field. Nale Ba, come tomorrow. I hit save. Everything stopped. The lights froze. The voice died. Slowly, I looked through the peephole. Standing just outside our threshold was a tall, draped shadow that absorbed the light. It had no face, but its gaze was locked onto the small LCD screen glowing with my text. It was processing the infinite delay. Slowly, the shadow melted backward into the concrete wall, disappearing into the structural bones of the building. The final deadbolt snapped back into its fully locked position. We broke our lease the next morning. but I still have the administrator app on my phone. Every single night at exactly 3:07 a.m., my phone vibrates. I know that somewhere on the 14th floor, a shadow stands before a small digital screen, reading the text note. It accepts the variable delay and steps back into the walls. But my biggest fear is what will happen on the day that building undergoes a full system reboot. When the screens go dark, even if it's just for a second, she won't have to wait for tomorrow anymore.